Whispers and Giggles by Lydia Brown, Sarah Harrell, and Zoe Frangia.
The unknown. One of the scariest things for many people. You don't know what is making that sound in the hallway. Those whispers and giggles. Those footsteps. This is Zoe's story.
So basically what happened was my sister and I were home alone with the TV on, and we were with my dog, and he's a pretty old dog. He's about 13 years old, and he's a Pomeranian, and he has a voice in a way, and he likes to make a lot of noise, but when he makes noise, he does it for a reason. So basically what happened was when my sister and I were home alone, we were watching TV, and he made his way to my sister's room. He started to kind of whine, and he was making like a lot of really strange noises, and my sister and I weren't really paying attention to him, but we could hear him making these noises. And it started to escalate, and he began to just bark and whine and freak out for absolutely no reason. He was like making a huge ruckus. And my sister and I were kind of worried at that point, so we kind of made it our way over to him. And he was just standing at my sister's doorway with his ears up, growling, tail between his legs, barking. And like his hair was standing up on the back of his neck, and he was just really unhappy. And his eyes were just looking in the air. It was like he was looking at like the air near the ceiling, like something was floating there. And obviously there was nothing there because we were watching him do this, and he was just like, he looked insane. He didn't look like he could, he didn't look like he was like staring at like an animal or something. He was looking at something we couldn't see. And at that point, my sister and I were really shaken up, so we kind of just like told him to stop and like brought him out of the room. And my sister was a lot less shaken up than I was, so she just went to bed and didn't really care all that much, but I was still pretty freaked out by it. And I took my dog into my bed, and we went to bed, but I woke up at about 2 a.m., and my dog woke me up, and he was digging at the covers, like he was trying to like hide in the covers, and he was digging and he was whining, and his tail was between his legs, and his hair was sticking up on the back of his neck, and it seemed like he knew something was there again, but he wasn't like looking at it. It was like he thought it was outside or something. So I was kind of freaked out by that point, and my dog jumped down off of my bed and went to the door and was like scratching at the door and whining and growling. So at this point I was like really scared, so I grabbed him and I just opened the door ever so slightly and kind of just like listened through the door to see if I could hear anything. And I didn't really hear anything, like just like light noises, like nothing I was worried about. So I walked out of my room and into the hallway, and that's when the footsteps began.
Serene footsteps pacing about. Fox was becoming restless and anxious. The dog was trying to wiggle himself free, hoping to find safety somewhere else.
And it was like I could hear them right in front of me, but there was nothing there. And they were just pittering across the hallway like a little kid was kind of running. At that point, I was about ready to just run outside of my house, but I started to hear a tiny little whisper. Like a kid was laughing or giggling. But once I heard the whisper, everything stopped. And my dog calmed down, and he wasn't wriggling and barking anymore. And then it was just complete silence.
Children's footsteps, whispers and giggles. A dog that sees what we can't see. What would you do if the unknown is hiding in your very home? This was LG Spooked by Lydia Brown, Zoe Frangia, and Sarah Harrell.